Hey guys, welcome back. Trip Coach here with Trip and Farm for Poverty, where we don't trust, we verify and operate with integrity and transparency. Today we're diving into a recent video from Fred Krueger and his dire warning about global debt crisis. This seems to be the narrative for my last few videos. Basically, it's about US debt, the election, M2 money supply, all this stuff, and how it affects Bitcoin. So stay tuned. All right, if you're not familiar with this guy, Fred Krueger isn't just another crypto analyst. He's a veteran entrepreneur, founded several successful startups, and strong Bitcoin advocate. He is the co-author on the Big Bitcoin book and very active on Twitter, which we're going to come take a look at a tweet from him later on throughout this video. But this here is just a clip in the Savvy Finance, a video about him talking about basically debt and how the debt cycle is refinanced and how we will have about 10 trillion that will need to be refinanced by the end of this year. So a lot of that's already been looked at and they're moving towards, but this is a cycle that repeats like every 4 to 5 years basically. So even though it's something that they can kick the can down the road, it's going to always come back up. And his basic thesis is that because of that, you need to understand how that affects Bitcoin. And he was bringing up some information on the stock to flow model and the power law model. Now, I've looked at stock to flow for sure because that's what Plan B speaks about the most. But on this website, bitbo.io, you can actually compare stock to flow and the power law model. So in a nutshell, these models basically just helped you at predicting the potential future long-term price and price impact, so to speak, on Bitcoin. The power law model suggests that Bitcoin's price growth is tied to its global adoption. So this is also similar to Metcalfe's law and the network adoption. So he said right now, global adoption is sitting at basically 1%. So as adoption rises, the price should follow a predictable pattern, according to Krueger. But in the short term, the next major target is 100,000 by 2024. So it's hard to see this because it is a log pattern. But if you zoom in here, you find this resistance level. Where are we at for 2024? It's going to be hard to look at if I do that. It's 2024. That's the top at 285, and somewhere around before we hit 2025, yeah, you can see that green line basically is sitting at like 103,000. So of course, this is just a chart, it's projections, right? You have no way of guaranteeing, and they just drew some support and resistance lines across this, but it does give you at least some idea of the range, which is also what Plan B talks about. He uses the same thing in ranges about, that's why he's like, yeah, Bitcoin could be between, I think he said like 100,000 and 500,000. Like it's always this huge range. So you definitely can't like make any specific bets. But I guess if you were trying to do longs and shorts, you could ideally look at something like this, looking at where the bottom could be. And this also goes in line with some of the information I had on other videos where they're talking about we could see some wick downs to some of these support levels and things of that nature. Like I believe it was CryptoFace and Garrett Soloway saying like 52, low 50s basically. So you can use a stock to flow model. I'm sorry, which one is this? Power law, to look at kind of where this resistance is at. I don't do longs and shorts, basically just dollar cost average and keep buying Bitcoin. But this at least gives you like a growth trend to show you where things could potentially be heading. So in the long run, it definitely is continue to just go up. That's it. That's all I really got to focus on. And because of that, we come back to his tweet. I'm not going to read all of these, but this one here, over 4 years or more, all altcoins go to zero versus Bitcoin. ETH sounded cool in 2017. It's much lower versus Bitcoin today. So did Litecoin, EOS, and every other coin launched for 2020. And we'll go to the next two because they're all about altcoins, basically. If market turns negative, you will sell your altcoins. This can happen anytime. Develop diamond hands with Bitcoin, you will need them. Altcoins become obsolete. Remember AOL, MySpace. You don't want to fight technological progress with Bitcoin. You don't have to. It was perfect money when it came out. It's perfect today. So that made me think. I don't think all altcoins, I mean, Michael Saylor says everything goes zero against Bitcoin, but I do believe there's still a future for altcoins. Definitely not shit tokens, community tokens, none of that stuff. Those are literally just speculative. You get in right, you'll make some money, but the vast majority of people are going to get wrecked. And there is definitely insider trading with a lot of these new meme tokens, shit tokens, pseudo-anonymous devs, even public-facing devs. Like, you can't trust none of them. Like you said, don't trust, verify. And a lot of them hide the code and all that shit, and you can't see what they're doing behind the scenes. So bring up altcoins because the number one alt is ETH. And ironically, ETH definitely has not been doing very good this year. All other, okay, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of other tokens hit all-time highs earlier this year when Bitcoin hit all-time highs. So Bitcoin made all-time highs here, and ETH just barely broke above 4, and its previous all-time high, that's easier to use this chart. Why am I doing that? Previous all-time high was 48,000. I'm sorry, 4,800. 4,800. So it struggled to break that all-time high in June, I think it was this year. I know BNB did. BNB broke previous all-time highs. Yeah, 720. So yeah, June. So there is some merit to what he's saying. Now, I don't think all alts are going to suffer this fate. I believe there is network adoption, power law for some of these other alts, and they do provide utility. And Solana didn't break its all-time highs. So what those will be, I do not know. And how this will shape up, I don't know. But you can see Concoin did, right? So maybe that is some kind of way to evaluate potential for the alts that will survive this cycle, because to me, if your coin did not break its previous all-time high when Bitcoin broke all-time highs, then there's just too much sell pressure on the token, or not enough people speculating wanting to get in. So that's why, again, I keep going back to BNB. Didn't do like amazing breaks above all-time high, but I believe, again, like this token has just a solid fundamental, and it's already weathered the storm of everything the crypto market's thrown at it. And it's been around, oh my God, 10 years now? No, not 10. Almost 8. So 7.5 years it's been around. So I believe it's going to continue to be around because it's a utility token. It's a gas token. It's tied to the BNB crypto exchange. So anyway, this is not a video about BNB, but just wanted to bring that up because of what he's mentioning about altcoins. So I do definitely believe that a lot of alts, people chasing, you will get wrecked behind. And also this down here, the SEC could declare your altcoin a security. Now, of course, that can change with a new administration, but there was the FIT 21 bill, and I don't know what the actual, I know it passed, but I don't know about the criteria that they listed in here. But essentially what I'm getting at is that this could still be unfavorable for some tokens out there, some coins that are out there. We saw previously Cardano was issued the Wells notice or whatever it was from the SEC, and then now we got the Richard Hart stuff. So under the legislation or the bill that they passed, they have these criteria to say that to determine if it's a digital commodity, digital asset, it's based on the functionality of the underlying block system, blockchain system, the method of acquisition of the digital asset by an end user, and the party holding the digital asset. And I remember something stating about a certain percentage being owned by one party or another. That's why the recent updates to Cardano are super important, because they have decentralized ownership by moving those tokens from anything controlled by our Cardano dev community to basically just the public. And Hex or Pulse hasn't done anything like that yet. I'm sure there are others out here that fall on the altcoin side where there is a controllable share by a small majority. So if that's the case, then what I'm getting at is potentially there still be more unfavorable things happening to some of these other alts in the future with that piece of legislation, or it could be even more unfavorable legislation. Depends on which way the pendulum slings come the end of the year and whatever party and people are in charge come next year. So I'll say all that to wrap back up that yes, stacking sats with Bitcoin is the best way to move forward, and also that a lot of alts will indeed get you wrecked and go to zero. And then again, piggybacking on the fact that if your alt at this stage did not pass all-time highs, I think that might be grounds for reevaluating it come this next cycle. Like maybe the juice has been squeezed. I don't know, just a speculation. All right, that's all I got. Smash that HBO special, help further out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real-world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now